fact that coach has rolled us in and allows us to do that now and invites us out, I think is awesome for us as alumni because we feel plugged into the team. And then I can only imagine it's great for them too because they get to see someone that was in our shoes 10, 15, 20 years later and get to hear their experiences and how lacrosse in the academy was the foundation for what they did.
Way back in the 70s, lacrosse was just building as a national sport in a sport here at the academy.
I watch every game. These guys, I'm always texting with them and everything. And we're just really looking forward to you guys keep going forward. And yeah, if you need any questions or anything on the private industry side of things.
It's great being here, being around you guys, and got any questions about the flying world, please let me know.
I fly for Delta Airlines out of New York City, so obviously a lot of knowledge on that, but feel free to talk to me if that's something you're interested in.
Not sure if you want to fly, come find me. We might be able to get you in the simulator and do some flying up there in Denver.
I started a software company about 10, 12 years ago, sold it a couple years ago, and if anybody's got any interest in kind of civilian entrepreneurship, I'm happy to talk to you about it. Take care.
I was lucky enough to fly the F-15E Strike Eagle after that, and then I transitioned into the B-2 Stealth Bomber to be stationed with my wife, who was also a pilot, and then I retired after 24 years of service.
I was on the lacrosse team, varsity, for 4 years. Two-time MVP, two-time captain my junior and senior year. So aviation was in the back of my mind, but it wasn't in the front of my mind. And when I got here to the academy, I saw the different opportunities and summer programs. I get in the backseat of a fighter, and I was sold. I was like, this is all I want to do now. So after I graduated, I was really excited to go to pilot training and get the opportunity to fly.
First duty assignment was Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota. I was in missile security, and then a year as the convoy commander, basically taking the nuclear part of the weapon back and forth to the silos. After Minot, I went to Ramstein Air Base, did 2 years as a U.S. Forces Police Squadron. I ended up getting into the Bureau, but I still stayed in the reserves. For the first 15 years of my reserve time, I was a Missions Liaison Officer for the Air Force Academy. And then my last 3 years, I was the Chief of Integrated Defense. That was kind of my reserve job, and it just retired on 1 October 2024 as an 05. In my civilian life, I joined the Bureau in 2007, went to Quantico for about 5 months for training at the FBI Academy, and then came to New York as a special agent in the FBI.
Graduated a biology major, went on to medical school, went back home to Philadelphia for 4 years for med school, and then an orthopedic residency, and spent 9 years on active duty here and worked with the team a lot during that time frame. And I think knowing where they came from and having that relationship made that doctor-patient relationship better. And then I got out of the Air Force, so I got off active duty about 3 years ago. Stayed in town here in Colorado Springs, and I work for UC Health as an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon. So I'll finish out my 20 years in the reserves.
I'm in the Space Force. I'm just waiting for Space Force training. I'm stationed out in Peterson, and right now I'm a casual LT in USAFA, just working the space detachment. So yeah, I graduated in May, and then me and 12 other guys, we met up in, all lacrosse players met up in Madrid, went to Ibiza, then Yacht Week in Croatia, Budapest, Prague, Munich, Dublin, and then I did 10 days in Italy.
Lacrosse made it special, still really tight bonds with those guys. And then when you get out, just so many doors are open to you.
Since I was this tall, I always wanted to fly. I went to an air show with my grandfather when I was like in 3rd grade, and from that point on, I was always looking up. And that's all I wanted to do. And lacrosse helped me get to the academy to realize that dream.
It's a different brand of person here, and knowing that the guy that ate crickets in the woods has your back is pretty amazing, and I don't think we should take that for granted.